It's the billion-dollar industry experts describe as the Wild West without sheriffs. Tonight, the tough new rules expected to finally rein in cosmetic surgery cowboys.
Keeping patients safe from the dangers of cosmetic surgery has been a constant battle. But from today, Aussies considering nips and tucks will need to undergo a physical and mental health assessment from an independent GP before they can be referred for cosmetic surgery.
We know that about 20% of people who present for cosmetic surgery suffer from body dysmorphic disorder. So having that initial conversation, that sort of psychological assessment to make sure that, you know, this is the right decision for you is really important.
It's part of a suite of new rules being introduced for all cosmetic surgery providers with the aim of better protecting patients. They include new advertising standards to ensure customers aren't manipulated, obtaining informed consent from patients about expected outcomes and risks, and a new process to verify credentials of all practitioners performing surgery.
There were people who had bad outcomes with serious infections, and there have even been reports of patient deaths associated with cosmetic surgery. So I think having your surgery in a facility that is accredited to the sorts of standards we would expect for any kind of surgery is really critical.
The new standards will only apply to cosmetic surgery, which includes breast augmentation and rhinoplasty, and does not extend to non-surgical procedures such as injectables. But some question the red tape.
There is the potential for some duplication and for there to be an additional workload on hospitals which already meet high standards to now have to implement a whole set of kind of parallel guidelines. And ultimately that just ends up in increased costs for patients.
So will this be the move it takes to keep patients safe?
I think it's a much tighter system. It will definitely elevate the standard of care that's being provided. And I think for practitioners as well, it's going to help restore the reputation of cosmetic surgery.
Well, Charlotte Jerram wishes these standards were in place when she had breast implant surgery at the age of 19 years old. Charlotte, just start us off here. Tell us about your experience with cosmetic surgery.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I was only 19 years of age when I decided to have a breast augmentation surgery, so to have breast implants. The reason that I got them was purely for cosmetic reasons. I just wanted to enhance the way that I looked, and I just thought it would be something that I wanted to do. So over the course of time, I did become quite sick, which I then eventually figured out was breast implant illness. After obviously going through being quite sick with breast implants, I did make the proactive decision to remove them. And since removing them, I felt quite good and I feel like myself again. So, yeah.
So, Charlotte, how did you feel when you realised it was your breast implants making you so ill?
Yeah, it was quite a surreal feeling. It was very isolating and quite lonely because a lot of my friends, family, and even my husband, they hadn't heard of breast implant illness before, and it was hard to kind of convince people what I was going through. So, at the time, I just felt really alone, and I just thought, what can I do to improve my health and my body? And for me, that was making the proactive decision to explant and remove my breast implants.
One of the things, Charlotte, that we've learnt while reading your story and learning about your story was the fact that there is, in fact, a difference between a plastic surgeon and a cosmetic surgeon. Did you understand the difference before your procedure?
At 19 years of age, I absolutely did not. I didn't know what the difference was. But with these new standards that are developed today, I think that will also help patients understand the difference between a cosmetic surgeon and a plastic surgeon and just understand maybe what's right for them in their circumstance.
Charlotte, if these new rules had been around when you were 19, if you'd been made to do a physical and mental health assessment before your surgery, do you think you still would have gone through with it?
I think the mental assessment is potentially where I would have maybe failed. At the time, I was struggling with body image and confidence. So I think that would have been called out, and maybe just to have someone question what my motives were for having breast implants. So looking back, possibly could have stopped me from undergoing this surgery, and I could have made a bit of a better informed decision.
You're currently pregnant with your first child, which is very exciting. Congratulations. But are you concerned that you might have some problems breastfeeding once the baby arrives?
Thank you. Yes, it's quite an exciting time. I do think I will have some concerns, so I've decided to make the practice decision to not breastfeed. I feel like it's best for me not to put myself or my child at risk and to avoid breastfeeding.
That's another thing, though, that you've lost that choice because of the surgery.
Absolutely, and I think at 19 years of age, you're not really projecting and thinking about your later self and the family that you might start one day. So unfortunately, going forward, it's just something that I have to wear as a result of the surgery.
How much do you regret having it in the first place?
It's a good question. I'm asked it a lot. For me, I think I needed to go through this process to kind of discover and kind of go on a bit of a journey of self-love almost. Obviously, I could say that I regret it, but at the end of the day, it was ultimately my decision to proceed with it, and I think it's helped me grow into the young woman that I am today. So try to take a negative situation and turn it into a positive situation.
Charlotte, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you.